Hi, my friends. How we doing? Every morning when I get up, I say my prayers, and I thank God for the many blessings He's given me. Thank Him for getting me up in the morning. And then I usually read a gospel reading or something out of Scripture, and I meditate on it, and then I'll read it again, okay, and meditate on it. And a word or a phrase stands out, okay, and I try to focus on that word or phrase. I might read the whole gospel again and see what else might stand out. And I really get into this. It's an old practice of how to pray. It's called Lectio Divina. Lectio Divina means the divine, the divine word. Okay, and it's a way to meditate and how to pray. And what is Jesus really saying to us? Okay, and sometimes I get really, really inspired, and I want to share this with friends, and sometimes I do, and I call this having breakfast with Jesus. Okay, and every morning, and every morning. Just the way I wake up, and I say my prayers around 6 o'clock in the morning, and I read scripture, gospel reading, and it inspires me so much, and I think about it throughout the whole day. And I want to share it, but my activities throughout the day, I can't get on YouTube, I can't get on Facebook, whatever. So I'm doing this now, and I'm going to start doing it. A friend of mine this morning sent me something. Okay, it was a scripture reading from James 1, verse 22. Okay, it's prove yourselves doers of the word, not merely hearers of the word. Prove yourselves doers of the word, not merely hearers of the word. Well, I hear the word, okay, but I'm not doing anything about it. And I want to share the scripture readings with you. And it's a great way to study scripture. And I ask you to join me at times. And if you can't do it at night when I come in live, maybe you catch me in the daytime because I'll post it. This morning's reading was interesting. Jesus told his disciples, get on a boat, we're going to go to the other side. And Jesus went down in front of the boat, and he sat there, and apparently he fell asleep. A big storm came up, and the waves were smashing against the side of the boat, and the wind was going, and the apostles going. They were frightened. They were feared for their lives, okay? And, I mean, if a storm came, a tornado comes around us, in our neighborhood, we're afraid, okay? It's fear. It's real. It's real. So they went to Jesus and said, Jesus, wake up, wake up. There's a storm. Save us, save us. And he says, what little faith you have. He stood up and told the winds to calm down. He told the seas to calm, and they did. And they said, what? Who is this man? Even the winds and the seas listened to him. Okay? But they went to Jesus. Jesus was there. Jesus was asleep in a boat. He was relaxed. He was calm. He was out. He was probably dreaming of heaven. And but they went to him, and Jesus calmed their storm. And we're in a storm today. We have fears. Let's forward to today, 2020. Okay, we have this coronavirus going around, and it's escalating every day. Okay, and yeah, we're afraid. We sure are afraid. Okay, I guess Jesus would see why we're afraid, but if we're believers, we go to Jesus. Okay, he's what little faith. Don't be afraid. Jesus is with us. He knows what's going on. But why did Jesus, if Jesus knew everything, why did Jesus allow the storm to happen? He knew it was going to happen. Like he did it on purpose to see the attitude of the apostles. What would they do? They were with him for 3 years. They were with him for years. Didn't they know who he was? But they have to have faith. We have to have faith, just like they did, okay? We have to have faith, and we have to go to Jesus, and Jesus will calm our storms. We have to have faith. We won't feel like we're in a storm if we have Jesus. Well, I guess we will, okay? But fear is a good thing, because fear when you're afraid of something, it makes you focus on it, okay? But fear also brings us wisdom, okay? Because the more we focus on it, the more we can learn from it. So this is a thought. I'm not a scholar on scriptures. It's what I get out of it, and I like to share these things with you. So I invite you to join me daily, if I get on daily. Help me, pray for me that I share these words with you, okay? Scripture readings, and maybe we could all get something out of it. God bless you all, and we'll see you tomorrow, okay? Ciao for now. Bye-bye.